between the Mississippi Mud Monsters and the Evansville Otters. It was a very intense game last night. 10-8, the Otters ended up winning it. They scored 3 in the 4th, 5 in the 6th. That one in the 7th ended up being the winner as they came back from being down 6-1 after the top of the 4th inning. They came back pretty quickly with those 3 runs in the 4th and 5 runs in the 6th inning. And it was on the backs of a great offensive performance, 10 runs with 13 hits. As we take you inside the broadcast booth, hello everybody. My name is Evan Patoka. We're a little tired today because it's an afternoon game on a Wednesday. You don't usually get those too often, but we still had some time to change the background. We put Gerald Jr. up in his new spot, and the 2 gentlemen up there are Nolan Thebe and Marcos Gonzalez. Nolan Thebe pitched 2 2/3 scoreless yesterday and ended up getting his 3rd victory of the season. Meanwhile, Marcos Gonzalez became the 2nd Otter this season to hit multiple home runs in a game, hit a 2-run shot and a solo home run, both of them coming off of the starter Hunter Belton, and that was a big catalyst in the win and the comeback victory, just keeping the bats rolling for the 2nd straight game. Everybody on the starting lineup got a base hit. Everybody ate yesterday, and while the pitching staff and Landon Williman didn't necessarily have their best game, it was still a good performance from the Otters, and they are now 14-7 and 11-2 at home. And they'll look to take the series here against Mississippi, who fall to 9-13 in their pitching woes. They have the 2nd worst ERA in the league, and now they're looking to split the series and move to a rubber match tomorrow. Tomorrow's another late game, 6:35 today. The reason we have an early game today is because it is camp day, so summer camps are all here. It's going to be loud today, and hopefully you guys can hear the noise at home because it's going to be quite loud. You know how kids are; they're very loud. They're very rambunctious. That's a good word for it. But it is a beautiful day for some baseball here in June 3rd, 2026 to be exact, as we head over to what is now the Mississippi bullpen, and their starter today is going to be Jackson Smith. Now, Jackson Smith is has a little bit of a weird motion. He's a submarine pitcher. He was a bullpen arm to start the season off, just like the starter on the other side, Ryan Wiltsey for the Otters. So it'll be a nice matchup between 2 guys that have found their way into the rotation, whether it be because of injury or just by good performance. Should be a good one here as the sun shines. It is a little warm, a little humid, but I don't see any clouds in the sky. There's a little guy out there. I see him. I see you. Not going to get any rain today, though, which is good because we all remember what happened a couple weeks back with Gateway and Windy City, where we had 3 doubleheaders in a week. Hopefully we don't get that anymore. It's supposed to be bright and sunny here on this fantastic Wednesday afternoon. As you take a look at the Otters dugout, it's going to be there's a big change in the lineup. Monty Jones is finally getting his first day off this season, and it has been a big shift, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Well, let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard because there's already games going on, and there's already an insane amount of offense. Down East is winning 16-11 against Brockton in the 5th inning. That game might end 25-24. It is an absolute pitcher's nightmare out in Brockton between the Bird Dogs and the Brockton Rocks. And then Sussex County is putting up a good amount of offense of their own. They're up on Tri-City 13-7. Those are the only 2 games going on right now. But later today, Quebec and New Jersey are playing a doubleheader. That's starting at 4:10. At 5:05, it's Gateway and Washington. Washington, if they lose and the Otters win, Otters are back in first place. But Washington playing really well. They have a good squad out there as usual. New York plays Ottawa at 5:30. 12-9 are the Boulders up against Ottawa. Hopefully you can hear the chants already. The game hasn't even started, and there's some summer camps chatting it up. Windy City plays Florence at 5:51. You know how Florence is with their schedule. Both of those teams pretty close in terms of record, but Windy City blew out Florence yesterday. Lake Erie plays Trois Rivières over in Canada That's at 6:05. And then the last game of the day, Schaumburg playing Joliet at the Slammer. Joliet, even though 6-15, they blew out Schaumburg yesterday. Schaumburg had a pretty good grasp on first place in the West, and it's now dwindling all the way down to just a one-game lead in the division. One game ahead of Gateway and Windy City, who are both sitting at 500 at 11-11. Over on the Atlantic side of things, New Jersey leads the East 12-8, and the North, oh boy, the North is quite lopsided. 16-4 Quebec is, and they have a chance if they win both their games today to move to 18-4. That's scary, and it's caused Ottawa, who were tied maybe a week or two ago with Quebec for first in the North Division. They're now 5.5 games back after they had a little bit of a skid. And it might get even worse today. Trois-Rivières is last in that division, 6-14. We're not even a month into the season, and they're already 10 games back of first place. So it is going to be it's going to take a little bit if anybody in the North wants to catch up with Quebec. Quebec, they've always been really good since they came here from the Can-Am League. It's been a rough going for every other team in the Frontier League. They just are not able to beat the Capitals. Oh, the bullpen sharing high fives. Nolan Thebe, particularly in a good mood after his great performance yesterday. There was a few new signings for the Otters. We didn't see him yesterday. Maybe we'll see them today. Nathan Anderson is coming from the University of Southern Indiana, just down the street. And then it's Dylan Zentko from Murray State. And Joe Morrissey from Millersville was teammates with Amani Jones last season in 2025. All three of these guys played collegiate ball this year in 2026 and are going to be making their professional debuts whenever they get some playing time, which will most likely be in this series. We did use 5 arms yesterday, so I'm sure we'll see at least one of them. We'll see what Anderson, Zentko, and Morrissey can do as the 3 new pitchers in the lineup. Only one of them, lefty, Zentko, switching from the left side. So him and Eckes are the only 2 lefties on the roster right now. Let's take a look at the umpires. It's Miguel Rivera Cruz, the crew chief, behind the plate for Game 2, calling the balls and strikes. Elliot Brown is over at third, and Will Naleski is at first. Well, it's going to get loud because we had education days, but that was during the preseason. We didn't actually broadcast those games, so we had a lot of schools come out for the preseason games against Gateway and against Florence. That feels like forever ago, but it was literally only a month ago. It feels like it was last year. But now summer camps instead of schools. So even though it's a Wednesday afternoon game, it's going to be a really good crowd here just because of all the summer camps. And we're going to have a lot of stuff going on today. Tomorrow, 6:35 against Mississippi. Then we're back on the road. Schaumburg for 3 games. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then a day off Monday. And then we head to Lake Erie for 3 days. Midweek series against the Crushers. Then we're back home against Schaumburg for June 12th through the 14th. And then Lake Erie again. We go to Lake Erie twice in 2 weeks. It's a very weird part of the schedule, and it's definitely going to be a tough part of the schedule for the Otters, considering not as good of a road team as they are a home team. They play 2 good teams that are at home in Schaumburg and Lake Erie. And we play 9 road games out of the next 12 after this series, and that's always going to be a bit of a detriment. But then we have a 6-game homestand right after that against these Mud Monsters in Joliet. Now we head to Florence, and that's the entire month of June. So hopefully the Otters can pick up where they left off in May. They ended May 12-7, got the win yesterday. They're at 14-7. 7 games over 500 for the first time since they were 11-4 earlier this year. They have not been 8 games over, but we'll send it to Zane Claude Feltzer, our PA guy, for the national anthem on the Otters Digital Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise and remove your caps as we honor America's freedom, those who now protect it, pay tribute to those who made the
Otters pregame shows and postgame shows are sponsored by Papa John's, available every game night before and after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network and Home Team Network. The Frontier League Network, powered by HTN, is the exclusive home of every Frontier League game this year. Head to EvansvilleOtters.com to sign up today and get a front row seat to every Otters game this season. Let's take a look at the lineups. First, for the visiting Mississippi Mud Monsters, it's Braylon Skinner in center field batting first, then Casson Furr batting second in left field. Kyle Booker in right field bats third. Travis Holt, the DH, is in the cleanup spot. Then Slater Shield, Tevis Payne the second, Jackson Nicholas. And Peter Bocino and A.J. Fritz are the 8 and 9 hole hitters. For the Otters, John Ponder is leading off. With Amani Jones getting the day off, TJ Salvaggio moves all the way up from the 9 spot to the 2 hole. Now he'll be batting second at shortstop with Logan Brown and Dennis Pierce in the 3-4 spots. Blake Robertson in batting fifth for the third straight game. Marcos Gonzalez right behind him. Then Mark Black, J.J. Cruz, and Cohen Wilbanks, the 7, 8, 9 guys for the Otters. There's the top 2 guys right there, Skinner and Furr, that will be taking on the starter for today, Ryan Wiltsey. Ryan Wiltsey, 24-year-old, standing at 6'3", coming from Fresno, California. He's got a 3.94 ERA in 16 innings. He had a bit of a rough outing against Gateway. He gave up 2 homers in 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, but did strike out 7. He had a good day on the strikeouts. He's got 3 walks compared to 16 Ks this season. So he's doing a good job at limiting the walks, and he's been able to locate very well, but he gave up a good amount of base hits in the process. But his 2 starts before that, he was great. That was 10 scoreless innings combined between the 2 starts. One on the 21st against Gateway, one on the 13th against Washington. And the first pitch is flied out to left field, as Mark Black will make the catch for out number 1. First pitch at 12:05, and we're on time for the second straight day. Love to see it. You love to see it. And you love to see out number 1 on the first pitch if you're Ryan Wiltsey. Already getting Skinner out, and that'll bring up Caston Furr. 3 lefties in the lineup. It's Skinner, Booker, and Jackson Nicholas. But 2 of those lefties, Booker and Skinner, are in the top 3 of the order, so they'll come up here in the first. First pitch misses for ball 1. Caston Furr's last 5 games, he's 4 for 14. He's walked 6 times, though, and he's driven in 3 runs. Called a strike, it's 1-1. It's already getting a little bit loud at the stadium. It's definitely, if the Otters, put up a few runs, it's gonna get real loud here at Bosse Field. Inside, it's 2-1. It's now 16-13 down east against Brockton. I don't know what's going on over there. 16-7 for Sussex County against Tri-City. It's just madness on the offensive side in both of those games. Hopefully, for the pitchers at least, the score won't get to that level here in Game 2 of the series. Here's the 3-1 from Wiltsey. There's a strike. Right at the top half of the zone. Makes it a full count, 3-2. Furr yesterday went 0 for 3. Had a walk. Struck out twice. Still hitting at a 349, though. There's a base hit into center field. And Furr has his first hit of the series. Now first hit of the day for Mississippi. Comes on the second batter. That'll bring up Kyle Booker with a runner on first and 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Booker yesterday 0 for 4. Still managed to drive in 2 runs, though, after he grounded out to first. That brought in a run, and then he got hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. So a little bit of a rough outing for Andrew Garcia, his first earned run given up this season. His ERA is still at a .79, so I'm sure he's not too fazed by it. That is hit into deep right field, and it is a 2-run homer for Kyle Booker. And it was all a matter of if it was fair or not, and it was to the left of the line, and it's 2-0. Third home run of the season for Kyle Booker. Now the home runs were the issue for Wiltsey in his last start. He gave up 2 of them against Gateway, and he gives up 1 here in the first inning. Early 2-0 lead for the Mud Monsters. Well, the Otters have only played 3 day games this season. They're 1-2 in them so far. And that is hit into deep left field this time. And it is a foul ball. Couple of absolute barrels off the bat of Mississippi. It is called foul, though. And Jay Pesci, the manager for Mississippi over at third base, is chatting with Elliott Brown, the third base umpire. He thought that one was fair. Kyle Booker home run was 107 off the bat, and that next pitch was 103. Ended up going just to the left of the foul pole. Two-0. It's a grounder. The Mud Monsters lead it. That was 394 on the distance for Kyle Booker's home run. Fouled away yet again, and it will remain at 0-2. Now the Otters, when their opponent scores in the first inning, are still over 500 at 5-4, but when they score in the first, they're 6-2. A little high on the fastball. It's 1-2. Travis Holt went 0 for 4. He also drove in 2 runs. Sac fly and a RBI groundout. That's over to short and caught by Salvaggio for out number 2. Slater Shield now with nobody on, 2 outs. 2 runs already in for the Mud Monsters. Shield has 3 doubles in his last 2 games. Sword swing on that one. It's 0-1. He had a double yesterday, had 2 doubles on Saturday, game 2 of the doubleheader against Tri-City. They split that 6-game series, 3 games apiece. Inside, it's 1-1. And the Shield so far in his last 5 games, hitting at 5 for 17 with those 3 doubles, a couple runs driven in, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Little low, it's 2-1. Well, for Wiltsey, that's now the 4th home run he's given up this season. 2 against Gateway and then 1 against Florence back on the 9th when he was a reliever. And that's a base hit into center field. So 3rd hit of the inning for Mississippi. Slater Shield gets on base with a single of his own. And now that'll bring up Tevis Payne the second. Mississippi, a good base stealing team. Leads the league in steals. First pitch called a strike. Payne 1 for 2 yesterday. With his 2 walks, he ended up reaching 3 times and scoring on all 3. He scored 3 runs, drove in a run as well. 0-1 is called strike 2. Shield over at first. He was with Lancaster last season. He went 11 for 15 on stolen bases. His last season in college with Indiana Southeast, he was at a 25 for 30. Fouled away. .47 stolen bases for Mississippi. They've only been caught 12 times. One of those was yesterday against Logan Brown. It's Cone Wilbanks, though, doing the catching today for the Otters. Gets a piece of it. Trying to head to second was Shield, but it was fouled off and got a piece of contact there. So Shield will have to head back to first. Well, Tevis Payne leads the team in average at .389. Bit of a short sample size. He's only in his 9th game, but hitting the ball very well to start off his season. Throw back to first is not in time. Payne was at Houston Christian last season, hit .264. 8 multi-hit games. Went 3 for 4, though. 1 3-hit game. That was against Lamar on May 10th. Runner goes. It's outside. Throw is going to go into center field, and taking third is Shield. So the errant throw, it'll be an error on Wilbanks, and taking third now. He's 90 feet away. Slater Shield. Otters with now an error in 3 straight games. This is a good defense, but they haven't been themselves so far in the past few. They're now up to 16 errors on the season. Still a chance to get out of it, just giving up that home run, though. 1-2 with 2 outs. A little high. It's 2-2. Now Payne, 3 RBIs so far this season. 8 walks compared to only 2 strikeouts. He has some good discipline at the plate. He's been battling here. 2-2. It's outside. It's a full count. Pitch number 8 for Wiltsey in this at-bat. Payoff pitch with 2 outs. Got him swinging. So Wiltsey wins the battle, but falls in the war here in the first inning as the 2-run home run for Kyle Booker puts Mississippi up early 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the first on the Otters Digital Network. First innings brought to you by the Mesker Park Zoo and Botanical Gardens. Visit the Mesker Park Zoo at 1545 Mesker Park Drive in Evansville, Indiana. So it's a 2-run lead for Mississippi. Heading to the bottom of the first, it's John Ponder who will lead off, and then TJ Salvaggio. Andy McCauley making a bit of a risky move now with Amani Jones taking the day off today. He hadn't had a day off all season, so getting the day game to rest a little bit. So TJ Salvaggio will take that second spot. Tim and then Logan Brown against the starting pitcher for Mississippi, Jackson Smith. He's got a 6 ERA in 15 innings, 14 strikeouts compared to only 6 walks. He's given up 10 earned runs, 3 homers. So just like Wiltsey, he kind of has an issue with giving up home runs. And we're already getting a pitch clock violation, which makes it 0-1 against Ponder. And we have another time. We have a little bit of a pitch clock issue before first pitch is thrown here, but it's 0-1 after the violation for Ponder, and now it's 0-2. Jackson Smith coming from Raymond, Missouri. Sorry, Missouri, Mississippi. Talked about yesterday, a lot of these guys on the Mud Monsters are from around the area, surrounding states, Tennessee, Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi. Raymond, Mississippi is just west of Jackson, so on the other side of Jackson from Pearl, Mississippi, where the Mud Monsters play their home games. That one gets away. It's 2-2. You'll see Jackson Smith has a little bit of an interesting motion in terms of his pitching. He is a submarine pitcher, maybe a little bit sidearm submarine, something like that. On the third base side of the rubber, moving a little bit towards the middle, though, as well, as that one's fouled away. Foul ball brought to you by Hes Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. 2-2 to Ponder. Ponder extended his hitting streak to 8 games yesterday. He went 2 for 4. Drove in a run as well. Another one fouled away. Another long at bat here. Smith, 6'1", 26 years old. Has pretty much stayed around Mississippi for his entire baseball career. His college was Northwest Mississippi Community College, and then he went to Mississippi College for 3 seasons before signing with the Mud Monsters for last season. Played in 2 games against the Otters. Threw a scoreless inning on July 2nd, then pitched 5 innings, which was a season high, gave up 1 earned run, got the win on August 12th. Ponder still finding ways to stay alive. It remains a full count here against Smith. Already up in the pitch count early in the first inning. Otters already down 2. They came back from down 5 yesterday, so this is nothing for him, but scoring here in the first definitely will be crucial for getting the momentum going to the other side, especially with all the summer camps on their side. Foul ball. It will get out of the reach of Bocino, and we'll do it again. Pitch number 8. Technically 9 with the pitch clock violation. I guess the pitch clock violation doesn't matter now that Ponder's fouled off 4 pitches, and now 5.
That overhead foul ball is brought to you by Hes Construction. Choose the best, never regret it.
Well, Mississippi, the Mud Monsters are probably closer to Ponder's hometown of Lawrenceville, Georgia than Evansville is. Lawrenceville, a suburb of Atlanta. That's inside, and a fantastic at-bat for John Ponder as he leads off the bottom of the first with a walk. Nice little battle to start off the bottom of the first. John Ponder leads the team in steals. He's got 10 of them. Even though the Mud Monsters lead the league in stolen bases, they don't even have a guy with 10 steals yet this season, which honestly goes to show you that everybody on the team is fast. Everybody has a chance at stealing a bag. They're sharing the wealth on the stolen bases side of things. TJ Salvaggio is already in a good hitter's count, 2-0. Hitting in the 2-hole for the first time this season. So far this year, Salvaggio has hit 7th 3 times, 8th 5 times, and then 9th 12 times. Runner goes, called a ball, throw to second, and not in time. Ponder steals second base, his 11th of the year. Close play, a good throw by Payne, but wasn't able to get Ponder. He's got 11 of them now. Now, the Otters started off pretty rough at stealing bags. They got caught stealing a lot, but they've been a lot better as of recent. Called a strike on the 3-0. Salvaggio was taking all the way, and it's 3-1. Now Ponder now in scoring position with Mississippi down 2. Swing and a miss. Makes it 3-2. Kyle Booker's home run in the first is the difference in this one. And Mississippi scored first yesterday, ended up losing. Now they score first here today. Another payoff is a foul tip. Another long at bat here for Salvaggio. 14 pitches. We're not even through 2 batters in the bottom of the first inning. Smith is having to work with the walk. On base streak for Ponder now reaches 21 games, by the way. Every game this season he's reached base. Swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. So Salvaggio strikes out for out number 1. First K of the day for Smith. But he still put together a long at-bat, and a good at-bat at that. Logan Brown now will try to drive in Ponder from second base. Logan Brown hit in his last 4 games, an RBI in his last 3, including 2 yesterday after a 2-for-4 night. Drove in 3 on Saturday against Windy City. Always been a pretty reliable bat. Doesn't necessarily hit for too much power, but can hit to all fields. And gets the big hit when it matters. Kind of like Salvaggio. Hitting at 338 now. 2 home runs, 16 RBIs. Outside, it's 2-0. Logan Brown, a fan favorite here from Mount Vernon, Indiana. Just a little bit down the road from Evansville. He lives here now in Evansville. This is his 3rd season. 2-0's fouled away off to the left side. Logan Brown hit .322 against Mississippi last year. 10 for 31, drove in 4. Overall, .284 last season in 59 games. 2-1. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and it's called strike 2. "29 years old, Logan Brown is one of the oldest guys on the team. I haven't seen Tommy Shirley, but he is the oldest guy on the team. Not sure when he's going to come off the IL. Hopefully he's getting a little better. We can see him pitch sometime this season. High chopper over to short. They run into each other, and everyone's going to be safe. Big miscommunication between second and third. Shield and Fritz run into each other, and Logan Brown's able to make it to first with Ponder advancing to third. Shield had it, and Fritz just ran into him. They're going to call that a base hit for Logan Brown. So runners are at the corners with 1 out for Dennis Pierce. A nice little stroke of luck for Evansville. Now they got to take advantage here, get that run across. First pitch called a strike. Dennis Pierce 1 for 5, hit a double yesterday. Last 5 games, he's 5 for 22. 0-1, a little high. The last thing you want here is the double play. Minor on the road trip, they were grounded into 13 of them, including 5 on Friday against Windy City. Called a strike. It's 1-2. Smith trying to get out of this without a run coming across. Still pitching with that 2-0 lead after the Booker homer. 1-2, called strike 3. And a great breaking ball hits the inside corner of the zone. Gets Pierce looking. And he's got 2 strikeouts now for the first 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. Blake Robertson with 2 outs and runners at the corners. First pitch is called a strike. 189, he got a hit yesterday, 1 for 4. Now he's a hit in 4 straight games. He's been hitting a lot better ever since the early season slump he had in his first 7 or 8 games. There's a grounder over to short. Shield will toss on to first after the slide, and it's in time for out number 3. So a couple runners reach in Ponder and Logan Brown. Neither of them come around to score, though, as Smith gets out of the corner's jam. We head to the second inning, 2-0 Mississippi on the Otters Digital Network.
Special birthday here at the ballpark. I'd like to say happy birthday to TJ Salvaggio's grandmother, Sue. She is at the ballpark turning 71. Let's give Sue a big round of applause. Sue, TJ Salvaggio's grandmother, celebrating a birthday here at the ballpark. Great to have you with us.
Second innings brought to you by J.E. Shekel Armor Protection. Founded in 1978, J.E. Shekel is the Tri-State's premier residential, commercial, industrial service and construction company. Jackson Nicholas leads off the second inning. Ryan Wiltsey looking for a bounce back after giving up the 2-run home run in the first inning. 2-0 Mud Monsters here in the top of the second. He throws a first pitch ball inside. Now he kicks and deals the 1-0. Good curveball. Hits the zone. It's 1-1. Nicholas is 2 for 18 in his last 5 games. Really struggling. Struck out 5 times. Big swing and a miss on another breaking ball and makes it 1-2. Overall 163 on the season for Nicholas. He went 1 for 4 yesterday, but did strike out twice. Another one inside. Count evens up at 2 apiece. Oh, Mississippi with the 2-run shot. Avoid getting shut out. They've only been shut out once this season. That was on the 21st against Windy City, the 3-0 shutout as Nicholas goes down swinging. Second strikeout of the day for Wiltsey. Second in a row as he got Tevis Payne swinging to end the first inning. Now gets Nicholas here to start the second. Peter Bocchino will stand in for his first at-bat. It's the bottom 3 in the order leading off, so after Bocchino, it's A.J. Fritz. Fritz ran into Shield over between second and third. Luckily for Fritz, it didn't end up in a run scoring. Swing and a miss, it's 1-1. Bocchino 1 for 3 yesterday, drove in a run. Did a lot of things only one time. 1 hit, 1 run, 1 RBI, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. He's following the rule of ones as that one gets in the dirt and it hit off the mask of Wilbanks. Makes it 2-1. Bocchino 182 now, 4 for 22 in his 7th game of the year. 2-1 got way out in front of that one and grounds it over to Jay Pecci at third base. Jay Pecci, the manager for Mississippi. Had a pretty long playing career as well in the minor leagues. Made it all the way to AAA with the Fresno Grizzlies, who were with San Francisco when he played there back in 2003, but they're the single A affiliate of the Rockies now. Payoff pitch. Got him swinging. 3 straight Ks for Wiltsey, and that's 2 outs in the top of the second inning. A few German-American bank strikeouts on Wiltsey's docket. He's doing a good job of bouncing back here, at least to start in the second inning. He'll face off now against Fritz. Jay Pesci, coaching career, also was in the minor leagues. He was the head coach for the FCL Mets, the Florida Complex League, as Wiltsey fell down. His pitch went a little too high and in, and it hits Fritz. That was interesting. May have lost his footing there. Fritz will reach on the hit by pitch. Andy McCauley coming out to see if he's okay. He seems to be fine. He did fall over a little bit, but I do see the worry. We've seen stuff kind of like that where it's been, you fall over and then it ends up becoming some sort of big injury. So, in fact, Wiltsey is able to get up and throw the next pitch. Absolutely beautiful. As a grounder over to short, bad hop, but Salvaggio has great reaction time, and he steps on second for out number 3. So 2 strikeouts and a scoreless frame for Wiltsey in the top of the second inning. We'll head to the bottom half. Mississippi up 2-0 on the Otters Digital Network. Bottom of the second inning here in Evansville. The Otters are down 2-0, but a nice bounce back frame from Ryan Wiltsey. They'll hopefully get the offense up and running. They did get a hit and a walk in the first inning, but a couple strikeouts for Jackson Smith, and then a ground out to short by Blake Robertson got him out of the inning scoreless. It's Marcos Gonzalez, Mark Black, and J.J. Cruz to lead off. Well, Marcos Gonzalez, what a night he had last night. He hit 2 home runs, drove in 3 runs. He's drove in 5 of his 14 ribbies in the last 2 games, included a 2 RBI triple on Saturday against Windy City, so he's hitting the ball quite well. He almost hit a third. He was about 10 feet away from having a 3-homer night, but it was a deep fly out over to Skinner in center field that might have been stopped by the wind a tad as well. 1-1 to him. Now he's hitting at a 308, 3 doubles, 1 triple, 3 homers. He's the only guy on the team now with 3 homers. He finally broke the 2-homer curse. There's a fly ball in a center field. Skinner will make the catch, and that's out number 1. We're updating the out-of-town scoreboard. It is 16-15 down east. I don't know. I don't know. It's a ball outside. The other game is 17-9. What is happening? There's so much offense going on, and we're just stuck here at 2-0. Maybe we'll get a 14-13 game or something. 2-0 to Mark Black, who leads the did lead the team in home runs along with everybody else, but no longer does. Maybe he could hit a third here. Go back to leading the team with Marcos. Grounder down the third baseline, foul. Didn't play yesterday, but played in both games of the Windy City series. He was a defensive replacement in game 1 in the 10th for Serta, who pitched the bottom of the 10th. That game went to sudden death. The Otters couldn't get the run across. Now on Saturday, he went 1 for 5, hit a 2-run double. That brought him up to double-digit RBIs. 3-1 now. And Smith, the pitch. Now ripped down the left field line, but it will veer foul. Now definitely the speed you want if you want to hit a home run, 99, but got out in front of it on the 84. And it's a full count. A lot of full counts here for Smith early on in his start. There's 2 straight against Ponder and Salvaggio to start the first. Another great breaking ball, though, gets Mark Black looking inside edge. And that's 3 strikeouts for Smith. 2 down here in the second inning.
The second baseman, number 17,
J.J. Cruz also didn't play yesterday. He only played in 1 game of the Windy City series. Has not played a game since Friday. He's been struggling a little bit. 2 for 15 in his last 5 games. 7 strikeouts. 3 of his last 5 games have had 2 strikeouts in them. Overall, 214 this season. Time called, and we have another pitch clock violation. This time it's on Jackson Smith, and that'll make it 1-1. So already 2 pitch clock violations. One was before the first pitch of the bottom of the first was even thrown. Fly ball into left field. Caston Furr will give it a look, but it'll fall foul, and it's 1-2. Cruz is hitting 2 for 10, 200 with the bases empty as he calls his timeout. And a few guys also in his 3rd season with Evansville. He went 8 for 37, hit a 216, 2 homers, 7 RBIs against Mississippi last season. The 1-2. A little outside. Oh, one of his best games of the year last season was against Mississippi. August 13th, went 3 for 4, hit 2 homers, drove in 3 runs. He does hit the ball quite well against the Mud Monsters. Called strike 3, though, and that's strikeout number 4 for Smith. He's got 2 strikeouts in each of his first 2 innings of work. As we will head to the 3rd inning, 2-0 Mud Monsters on the Otters Digital Network. Not sure how much of a difference this really makes, but the Otters, after their win yesterday, are now 6-0 in their Eville City Connect jerseys. 6-0. In the blue ones, they're 2-3. I wonder how uniforms affect how teams play. That sounds like a John Boyce secret base video explaining the history of how guys play with different uniforms on. Outside, it's 1-1 to the leadoff man, Caston Furr. Furr in his first at bat singled, ended up scoring on the 2-run homer for Kyle Booker, who's on deck. 2-1 now. Furr only has 1 homer this season. Mississippi not too fond of the home runs. Grounder to third. Marcos Gonzalez will throw it across the diamond to first, and that's out number 1. Kyle Booker. His one swing is the difference in this one. 2-run homer over to right field. It was .397, and his 3rd homer of the season. RBI is number 23 and 24 as he extends his team lead. That'll miss. It's 1-0. Swung on and missed. It's 1-1. No Booker in his 2nd season with Mississippi at .297 last year. Had 4 homers the entire season in 95 games. He's already got 3 this year. Now in 22. So, I think Kyle Booker getting the power a little bit, you know? One, two, in the dirt. Getting word that down east in Brockton is now 18-15. We're going to keep on keeping on with that one, but they have a guy, Danell Figueroa, who is 5 for 5. He's got 3 home runs and 8 RBI. And it's the 7th inning, so he definitely has a chance of getting another AB to try and hit 4 homers. Nobody's ever hit 4 homers in a game in the Frontier League. So that'd be a nice piece of history on this cool Wednesday afternoon. Grounder into right field, and Kyle Booker is 2 for 2 as he has a single now and a home run. Good offensive day for Book so far today. That'll bring up Travis Holt. Yeah, just a chaotic game going on in Brockton. Sussex County beat Tri-City 17-9, and that is not the craziest scoreline we'll see even right now. That's how you know it's getting a little weird out there on the east side. Travis Holtz lined out to Salvaggio at shortstop in his first at-bat. 1 out, runner on first in, Booker. Takes going. There's a pop-up. Definitely playable for Pierce on the right side. He'll make the catch, and that's out number 2. Slater Shield now with a runner on first, and 2 outs. Called a strike. Hit a single, stole second, and that throw from Wilbanks went into center field. He got the error for that, and he moved to third, but fortunately he didn't come around to score. The 0-1 pitch is just going to miss. Not sure where, but it missed. And it's 1-1. Well, Shield coming from Franklin, Tennessee, just a little bit south of Nashville. He went to Union College in Tennessee his first 2 seasons, then Indiana Southeast, which is in these neck of the woods. Called a ball, runner goes, throw to second. It was a good throw, but Booker beats it out, and he steals second base. So continuing with the stolen bases for Mississippi. Number 6 on the season for Booker. 2-1. Fouled away off to the right side. Foul ball brought to you by Hess Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. 2-2. Down East has scored 20 runs. It's 20-15. Oh my goodness, dude. 20-15. Two. Just misses outside. Check swing over to first. And it's a no-go. It makes it a full count, 3-2. That will miss for ball 4. First walk issued by Wiltsey, and that'll put 2 on with 2 outs for Tevis Payne the second. Two on, 2 outs. First pitch to Payne is called a strike. I keep just checking this Down East and Brockton score. I have no idea what's going on over there. It is a mess, to say the least. 20-15. Well, the record for most runs scored in a game actually happened last season. It was 23-19. It was between Schaumburg and Florence, July 5th. They're really getting close to that total. There's a fly ball into shallow right. Cruz will come in from second base to make the catch for out number 3. So another scoreless frame for Wiltsey. The Otters have a 2-0 deficit to try and come back from as we head to the bottom of the 3rd on the Otters Digital Network. Third inning is brought to you by Precision Pest and Wildlife. Every great team brings precision to the field. We bring it to your home and business. Call 812-993-3341 or visit precisionpestwildlife.com. I'll let him finish it. There we go. There we go. You heard the man. Bottom 3 here in Evansville. 2-0 Mississippi. Jackson Smith pitching very well. Has only given up 1 hit, 1 walk, and has struck out 4, 2 in each inning. It's Cohen Wilbanks to lead off, then John Ponder and TJ Salvaggio back to the top of the order for the second time against Smith. Wilbanks playing in his first game since Friday. 0 for 3 against Windy City. Shows the bunt, drops it down. Back to Smith. Smith will throw on to first, and that's going to get into right field. So Wilbanks will head to second base. It is cut off over there by Nicholas. Oh, bunt works. Bocchino didn't even really try to reach out and grab it. It was pretty far away from him to the right side. Almost hit Wilbanks, and that's an error for Jackson Smith. Wilbanks advances to second base. And now it'll be his Georgia Gwinnett teammate from last season, a couple years ago, against Smith, trying to bring him in. That one will get away from Payne, and taking third is Wilbanks. So a couple of missteps for Smith here to start off. First the throwing error, now the wild pitch, and Otters haven't even needed a hit for a runner to get to third here with nobody out. Ponder takes a ball outside. It's 2-0. 11 RBIs so far this season. You know, you don't really get too many RBIs when you're in the leadoff spot. But still is managing to drive in some runs. Maybe can get number 12 here. Hasn't gotten a pitch to hit, though. It's 3-0. Already extended his on-base streak to 21 games. Trying to get that 9-game hitting streak. But most likely be taking here 3-0. And he takes ball 4. So 2 walks issued by Jackson Smith, and both of them have been to John Ponder. One in the first, one in the third. Runners at the corners, nobody out for Salvaggio, and we'll have a mound visit here. Kurt Takahashi, the pitching coach for Mississippi, will come out there. This is his first season with Mississippi. Takahashi played 4 seasons in the minor leagues with the Giants organization, ended up making it just a high A in San Jose. Managed the Campesinos de Salem Kaiser. That's a fun little name. He's also a manager of a high school team in Sacramento. Did that for about 8 seasons before heading here to Mississippi. Only guy on the staff that's in his first season. A lot of the guys on the coaching staff were there from the start last season when they had their first year. Runner goes, throw to second base, not in time, and Ponder has 2 stolen bases today. Up to 12 on the season, second and third now with nobody out. TJ Salvaggio, keep on saying it. The guy you want up with runners in scoring position. He's just the guy you want. 317 with runners on, runners in scoring position. That moves up to 345. Swung on and missed. It's 1-1. On 1 pitch. High grounder over to second base. It's bobbled at second. Throw to first, and he is safe. Run will come in from third as Wilbanks scores. Ponder advances to third, and another error. The second in this inning brings in a run. Makes it 2-1 Mississippi. Now Mississippi unraveling a little bit here in the third inning. 2 errors. Drops the bunt down. It's a squeeze play. Throw home, and he's out at the plate. No close play at the plate, but they tried the squeeze, and it did not come to fruition as Ponder gets thrown out at home by Smith. Very close play. Take a look at the replay. Might need it a little bit slower, but Andy McCauley is going to have a chat with Miguel Rivera Cruz, the home plate umpire. And McCauley's already been tossed out once in the past week. Maybe at risk of getting tossed here. Uh-oh. He's still going at it. And he's definitely giving him a piece of his mind. I'm surprised he didn't get tossed there, but he's going to stay in the game. Let's take a look at this replay. Little bit slowed down here. Toss to the plate. Ooh, I think Ponder got in there. We don't have replay, unfortunately, but either way, fielder's choice reached by Logan Brown. 2 on with 2 outs for Dennis Pierce. Salvaggio's up into second base. Sorry, only 1 out in this inning. It's been error, walk, error, fielder's choice. It's been a very weird inning so far for the Otters. Still have yet to get a hit in this inning, but they have a run. Grounder down the third base line. That's fair. It's going to get all the way into the corner. To the bullpen. 1 run will come in. Heading to third is Brown, and Dennis Pierce drives in a run with a double. We're tied up at 2. The Otters, man, they keep on finding a way to come back. A little bit of a shallower comeback. Only 2 runs. Some slight for them, really. Robertson trying to give them the lead. Takes ball 1 outside. So luckily for the Otters, the squeeze play doesn't work, but they still manage to bring in that tying run. Dennis Pierce gets one to sneak past the third base bag. Robertson takes a ball. It's 2-0. Still only 1 out now with Brown at third and Pierce at second. Fouled away off to the left side. Robertson grounded out to short in his first at-bat. Has a hit in 4 straight coming into this game. 3 RBIs so far. Hitting the ball very well recently. Chance to give the Otters the lead early here in the 3rd inning. There's a grounder over to second base. Toss on to first. In time, and the run comes in. The Otters have a 3-2 lead. Exactly what you needed if you're Blake Robertson. You just need to hit the ball over to the middle infield. Did just that, brought in a run. And the Otters have taken a 3-2 lead as Dennis Pierce advances the 3rd. First pitch called a strike. Gonzalez flew out to Skinner in center field his first at-bat. That's a grounder over to third. Fritz throws across the diamond to first, and that is out number 3. Well, the Otters took advantage of 2 errors in that inning from Mississippi as they only managed 1 hit, but that 1 hit was an RBI double from Dennis Pierce to tie the game up. They end up taking a 3-2 lead as that we head to the 4th on the Otters Digital Network. Fourth inning is brought to you by Sheet Metal Workers Local 20. For 138 years, Sheet Metal Workers have led the way in sheet metal industries like heating and air, architectural, industrial, and more. Visit smart20evansville.com for more information. Ryan Wiltsey pitching with a lead for the first time today as Jackson Nicholas fouls off the first pitch thrown in the top of the fourth. 2 errors. One from the pitcher Jackson Smith, one from Nicholas at second. And both of them ended up scoring as the first and second run, the second run being the tying run, and then Dennis Pierce drove in Logan Brown as well with an RBI double. 3-2. Otters now lead it. High for ball 1. Nicholas struck out swinging in the second inning. 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging again. 4 strikeouts for Wiltsey, and that's out number 1 in the top of the fourth.
First baseman, 20, Peter
Bocchino also struck out in the second. They keep the pattern going here. First pitch is just inside. Bocchino is in the Pecos League for a good while, not going to lie. 4 seasons. That one's a little low. 48th overall pick in the Frontier League draft. He didn't play in 2025. He last played in 2024 with the Trinidad Triggers. Hit .419 in 40 games. Grounder, Salvaggio bobbles it over there. Would have been a tough play either way, but it'll be a single for Bocchino.
Third baseman, 9, E.J. Fritz.
5th hit of the day for Mississippi. They're out hitting the Otters 5-2, but the Otters winning in the column that matters most, the run column. First pitch to Fritz is hit into center field, and that'll drop in for a base hit. Back-to-back singles from the 8 and 9 guys in the lineup for Mississippi, as Fritz has now reached twice. 2 on, 1 out, and it's back to the top of the lineup for Braylon Skinner.
Center fielder, 5, Braylon Skinner.
Now Wiltsey now going through the order for the 3rd time, starting with Skinner. First pitch. Good looping curveball hits the zone for strike 1. Skinner 0 for 2, flew out to left field, grounded into a fielder's choice to end the second inning. And he's 0 for 2 on the day. 2 on, though, with 1 out. Monsters trying to retie the game. High chopper over to short Salvaggio. He drops it there as well, and everybody's safe.
Left fielder, 18, Caston Fur.
So 3 straight singles, 2 of them infield singles for Mississippi, and that'll load the bases for Caston Fur. Fur has 15 RBIs. First pitch just misses. 349 for Fur so far. He's already got a base hit back in the first. He got a hit, came around to score. Runners in scoring position. Fur is hitting .550, 11 for 20. Fly ball into foul ground. Dennis Pierce fighting with the sun, but he makes the catch for a big out number 2 for Wiltsey as nobody advances.
Right fielder, 1, Kyle Booker.
Kyle Booker. He's got the home run that put them up 2-0 in the first inning. Still the only scoring for Mississippi so far today. A chance to bring even more runs across. Booker with runners in scoring position, 8 for 35, 229 average. First pitch is a little low for ball 1. The 1-0. A little bit low and in for ball 2. No place to put him. Walk puts the tying run across, makes it 3-3. Booker's 2 for 2 today. Been pretty hot offensively so far. 2-0. There's a fly ball into center field. Going back is Ponder. He's back at the track, and it's going to get off the wall. 1 run's in, 2 runs are in. Skinner's rounding third. He will score. Throw goes to third, but Booker with a 3 RBI double, bases clearing. And the Monsters are back up. It is 5-3 Mississippi. Kyle Booker has driven in all 5 runs today for the Mud Monsters. He's now up to 27 RBIs on the year, and Mississippi's back up 2. 5 runs given up by Wiltsey so far through 3 2/3 innings. Now a chance to extend the lead for Travis Holtz. Back up the middle, off the glove of Wiltsey. Throw to second. It goes into center field, and Booker's going to come around to score. Another bad hop over there at second base. It eats up Cruz, and it gets into center field. Another run comes in, and it's 6-3 Mississippi. Now back to their offensive ways. This is their largest lead of the day now. As Holt brings in another run. That'll miss low. It's 1-0. Slater Shield has reached twice. He has a hit and a single. 5 hits in this inning for Mississippi. Swung on and missed. It's 1-1. Started off well with a strikeout of Nicholas, but then 3 straight singles. They almost got out of it with the pop-up to first base for Furr, but Kyle Booker took advantage of the bases being loaded, brought them all in, and Mississippi is performing well here in the 4th inning. That'll miss outside. It's 2-1. Now, the Otters give up their most runs in the 6th inning. They've only given up 12 coming into this game in the 4th. 2-1 is called strike 2. On the other side for Mississippi, this is their second best inning in terms of run production. The 3rd inning is actually their best, but the 4th, they're definitely catching up. Now up to 26 runs scored in the 4th this season. Runner goes, called a ball, throw to second base is perfect from Wilbanks, and they got him at second. Caught stealing of Holt to end the top of the 4th, but 4 runs come in for Mississippi on 6 hits as they have a 6-3 lead heading to the bottom of the 4th on the Otters Digital Network.
It's time to show us your best smiles for the HRI Dental Smile Cam. Over 300,000 members trust HRI Dental because it's based right here in the Hoosier state of Indiana. HRI Dental has been ensuring smiles for more than 37 years. Keep on smiling with HRI Dental. Also, a round of applause for our volunteer
It is the bottom of the fourth.
17-9. In fact, that game has gone
We're already 9 runs into this one after a morning that is insane. 17-9, 20-15, still going on between Down East and Brockton. Once that game's over, for the first time in a while, we're going to be the standalone game in the Frontier League. That's always fun, being the only game on. If only Down East and Brockton would stop scoring. They just keep scoring. They might throw me out there for an inning. I might have to take the drive to Brockton. That's inside for ball 1 to Mark Black. Mark Black struck out, swinging in his first at-bat. Otters now down 3 for the first time today after a 4-run top of the fourth for Mississippi. Called a strike. It's 1-1. Jackson Smith, Mississippi College in 2023. Took a year off, didn't play in 2024, then signed with the Mud Monsters for 2025. 3.06 ERA and 35 and a third. Grounder over to third. Fritz over to first. And that's out number 1. Last season at Mississippi College, he had a 5.50 ERA and 34 and a third. Mississippi College is in Clinton, Mississippi, suburb of Jackson. Like I mentioned before, he's kind of stayed in that Mississippi area pretty much his entire baseball career. First pitch is outside to J.J. Cruz. J.J. struck out looking. It's the 4th of 4 strikeouts Smith has so far. Swung on and missed. It's 1-1. Mississippi College, they're called the Choctaws. That's kind of fun. I always enjoy when there's cool names for teams. You know, you're just going to be the Wildcats. Like, come on. What are we, the Tigers? Come on, bro. What are we doing? The Choctaws? That's sick. That's fire. That's hit into right field. Over there is Booker, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. That's why, you know what, I will give Mississippi credit. The Mud Monsters, pretty cool name. Pretty cool name. Cohen Wilbanks led off the third, reaching on an error by Smith. Ended up scoring the first of 3 runs in that inning. Ended up putting them up 3-2, but they're now down 3 yet again after the 4-run top of the fourth. (20-16) now, Down East against Brockton. Top of the 9th. Mentioned Danelle Figueroa, who's 5 for 5, 8 RBIs and 3 homers. He's leading off the 9th, so he could possibly hit that 4th. Definitely could do it. Definitely could do it. Grounder over to second base. Toss to first from Nicholas. That was a very quick 1-2-3 bottom of the 4th for Jackson Smith, who settled down after the 3-run third. So we'll head to the 5th inning, 6-3 Mississippi, on the Otters Digital Network. Fifth inning brought to you by B-Dubs, Buffalo Wild Wings. Bottomless apps are now here, dine in only. Visit either Evansville locations, 5405 Pearl Drive and 715 North Green River Road for details. Slater Shield leads off here. He was the last batter in the fourth, but Travis Holt got caught stealing, and he'll take strike one. Still watching that down east game, seeing if Figueroa can hit that fourth homer. Inside, it's 1-1. Slater Shield, Indiana Southeast's last season, he hit .314. Gets out in front of that one, lines it foul. .314 in 57 games in New Albany, Indiana, which is just northwest of Louisville. If you drive to Florence, you go right through it. We went right through it when we went to Florence that second week of the season. 1-2 becomes 2-2 after the ball. It was an all-conference selection to Indiana Southeast before joining the Pioneer League in 2024. Check swing grounder back to Wiltsey as he'll toss to first, and that's out number one. Tevis Payne, he's 0 for 2 so far today. All 4 strikeouts from Wiltsey have come to the bottom 4 in the lineup so far today. One of them Payne, the first of 4. There's also a fly out to shallow right field over to J.J. Cruz. Oh and 1. Another one fouled off, this time back to center field. Gets off the roof and heads over to the first base coach for Mississippi. First base coach is James McOwen, who is also the hitting coach for Mississippi. Second season with them. 4 seasons in the Mariners organization, minor league ball. That one's high, it's 1-2. Lesser known fact about Jamie McOwen, he has one of the longest hitting streaks in minor league baseball history, 45 straight games. Ripped to third, gets under the glove of Gonzalez, and it's going to get all the way into the left field corner. Heading to second base. And heading to third now is Payne. He's going to head home, and it's going to be an inside the park home run for now, but he got stuck under the signage out in left field, and so it will possibly be ruled a double. Left fielder Mark Black couldn't find it. It literally went under the signage out there. Tri-State Neurological Associates sign. And they're going to give him third. So it's not an inside the park home run, but it is a triple.
Second baseman, 15, Jackson Nicholas.
So Tevis Payne, his first hit of the day is a triple, the 6th triple of the season for Mississippi. And they're in business yet again. Runner 90 feet away from scoring a 7th run with only 1 out. Good curveball to Nicholas. He struck out twice, both swinging. The 0-1. There's a fly ball into right field. Robertson will make the catch. Tagging from third is Payne, and the throw will get cut off. So a sac fly for Jackson Nicholas brings in a 7th run. It's 7-3 Mississippi. Not 2 outs and the base is empty for Peter Bocchino. First pitch fouled away off to the left side. Bocchino is from Saugus, Massachusetts. One of the few guys that isn't from the South area around Mississippi. That one's a little low. It's 1-1. Suburb of Boston. It's in between downtown Boston and Salem, Massachusetts. He played for a few schools out in that area as well. St. Michael's, which is in Vermont, and Bentley in Waltham, Massachusetts. As John Ponder catches the fly out from Bocino, that ends the inning. So the triple from Tevis Payne ended up getting brought in by Nicholas on the sac fly. Another run comes in for Mississippi. They lead it 7-3 as we're halfway home here in Evansville on the Otters Digital Network. We have our first bit of action in the bullpen, and it's looking like one of the new guys is going to get his first bit of action in professional ball. I think that's Joe Morrissey out in the bullpen for Evansville, looking to be the first guy out of the pen. But for now, Jackson Smith still out there for Mississippi. That is Morrissey in the bullpen. Top of the lineup leading off the fifth inning. The Otters now down 4 after the sacrifice fly in the top of the fifth scored a 7th run for Mississippi. It's 7-3. Ponder fouls one off himself. 2 walks issued by Jackson Smith. Both of them have come to Ponder. He's reached twice. He's also stolen 2 bases, 1 each after each walk. A breaking ball and a check swing didn't matter. It hit the zone. It's 0-2. Ponder will call his timeout. 35 1/3 innings last year for the Mud Monsters. Jackson Smith only walked 3 guys. 25 strikeouts compared to 3 walks. But so far this season, he's got 8 walks in what is now 19 innings compared to 18 strikeouts. And he's striking out a lot more, but he's also walking more. And we've seen a couple of really good at-bats from Ponder so far today. Three runs, only 2 hits for the Otters today. That's inside. It's a 2-2 count. Now we have action in Mississippi's bullpen. Swung on and a foul tip into the glove of Payne for strike 3. And strikeout number 5 for Smith is out number 1 in the bottom half of the 5th inning. TJ Salvaggio, after moving up to the 2 spot, is 0 for 2 today. Reached on an error, though, in the 3rd. Ended up scoring one of the 3 runs in the 4th. Or sorry, the 3rd. As he fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. Salvaggio was the first of 5 Ks for Jackson Smith. Slow roller over to third base. Going to be a tough play for Fritz. Throw on to first is not in time. As Salvaggio beats it out, he's got an infield single. Swinging bunt for Salvaggio. And he's able to reach first. Brings up Logan Brown. Runner on first, 1 out. First pitch inside. It's 1-0. Logan Brown, he's reached twice. 1 for 2 as a single in the first inning. Reached on a fielder's choice in the third. Got driven in by Blake Robertson. Grounded to short. Tags the bag. Throw to first. And it's a 6-3 double play that will end the 5th inning. So nothing much from the Otters offense so far today, besides those 3 runs as we head to the 6th inning. 7-3 Mississippi on the Otters Digital Network.
The Otters are back at EVSC's historic Bossy Field for the series finale tomorrow night. It's a thirsty Thursday. Plus, we have post-game fireworks tomorrow night. So make sure to let your parents know that you want to come back to the ballpark tomorrow. You can see baseball, get a hot dog. Your parents can have a beverage, and you can all enjoy fireworks. Gates open tomorrow at 5:30. First pitch is at 6:35. Social media for more information. Tickets still available at EvansvilleOtters.com or calling 1-2-435-8686. And there's my sports authority, Ronald Clark. Otters from the bullpen, Joe Morrissey in to pitch. Morrissey is on the mound, who ranks behind the plate. The battery is powered by the Answer Auto Repair East, 223-19 Running Road, or give them a call, 812-475-9000. Tell them Anthony Otters sent you.
6th inning is brought to you by United Fidelity Bank, the experience you need and the service you deserve since 1914. Wiltsey's out of the game. He finishes with 5 innings, 10 hits, 7 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Definitely not the best outing for him so far this season. And the Otters find themselves down 4, but very special occasion. Welcome to professional baseball, and welcome to the Evansville Otters, Mr. Joe Morrissey. He's into the game for the first time this season in his first outing as a professional. So a big congrats to Mr. Morrissey for making his professional debut. He's looking to throw a scoreless frame here in the top of the 6th inning. See if he can make a good first impression here on the mound, coming out of the bullpen. First pitch is called a strike. Sitting at 91 on the fastball. Morrissey, 23 years old, from Morristown, New Jersey, just on the other side of the New Jersey, Pennsylvania border, from Philadelphia. Signed yesterday, along with Dylan Zentko and Nathan Anderson. 2-1. A.J. Fritz leads off for Mississippi. It's Fritz then the top of the lineup yet again for Skinner and Furr. 2-1, swung on and missed. It's 2-2. Oh, it'd be nice to get that first professional strikeout out of the way on the first batter he faces in pro ball. See if he can do it here. 2-2. Fouled back to the netting. Morrissey knows Amani Jones quite well. They were teammates at Millersville last season. And Morrissey played at Millersville in 2026 before here. Popped up foul ground. Pierce giving it a run, giving it a look, but it will fall out of play. Morrissey played for 3 schools in his collegiate career. Millersville his last 2. Fly ball into right field. Robertson's out there. They're going to run for it, and he'll make the catch. Running into the bullpen for out number 1. Well, Robertson started slow, so he had to move a little bit quicker in order to get to that one, but he's able to get there. And that is out number 1. Good start for Morrissey. It was a big test, though, the top 3, Skinner, Furr, Booker. Especially Booker. Booker's been killing it so far today. First pitch called a strike, and it's 0-1. 0-2. Skinner is 1 for 3 so far today. Has a single in the 4th inning. Ended up coming around to score the 3rd of the 3 RBI that Booker brought in on his bases clearing double. In the dirt, makes it 1-2. Still not sure who that guy is in the bullpen for Mississippi. Let's see if we can get a look at the jersey number. 28 is the number I see, and it's Tristan House. Grounder to second. Cruz, it bobbles, it eats him up, and he's not able to make the play over to first. So another error made by Evansville.
Left fielder, 18, Gaston Furr.
That will allow Skinner to reach. Now 2 errors for each side, and it will be called an error officially. E4 allows Skinner to reach for the 2nd time today. Gaston Furr, first pitch from Morrissey is high for ball 1. Furr has a single, came around to score in the 1st inning on the 2-run homer from Booker. Ground out to 3rd and a pop out to Dennis Pierce at first base in his next 2 at-bats. He's 1 for 3. That one's way inside. It's 2-0. Morrissey had a historic season out of the bullpen for Millersville this season. And by historic, he had a 1.04 ERA in 52 innings, which is insane numbers. Earned him that pro contract. It's 3-0 now to Gaston Furr. Walk would put 2 on for Booker, and Booker definitely one of the last men you want to see up with runners in scoring position today. 3-0 pitch is outside for ball 4. So 2 on now for Booker. Booker is driven in 5 of the 7 RBIs for
Right fielder,
Mississippi today.
Booker.
Hit a 2-run homer in the 1st, singled in the 3rd. Hit a bases clearing double in the 4th. He's a triple away from the cycle, actually. And he definitely has the speed to do it. Grounder to Cruz at 2nd. He'll toss to Salvaggio for 1 on to first, not in time. So out number 2 is recorded as the runner in Furr is out at 2nd base. Advancing to 3rd is Skinner, though, and it's runners at the corners with 2 outs for Travis Holt. Travis Holt drove in a run with a single in his last at-bat, but overall he's 1 for 3 today. Fly ball into right field on the first pitch. Robertson giving it a look. It'll just fall out of play. Over on the right side, it's 0-1. The kid over there got the ball. Good job to him. I'm sure these foul balls that are going into the corners, the ones that are actually able to get picked up are very popular with the summer camps here today. Summer camp's the reason why we started at 12:05. It's now 1:41. It's also 22-16 now between Down East and Brockton. You thought we were done. No, they're still scoring. They're still scoring over there. 2 more, just in case. Throw back to first. Very close, but back there safely is Kyle Booker. And Booker already has a stolen base today. That was after his single in the 3rd inning. Oh, 1 to Holtz. Soft grounder to second. Cruz throws to first. And it's in time for out number 3. So a couple base runners, but overall, very successful first inning of work in professional ball for Joe Morrissey. Throws a scoreless frame as we head to the bottom of the 6th, 7-3 Mississippi on the Otters Digital Network.
Time for the dance game. We need everybody to get up and show us those dancing moves. Our top dancer is going home with the prize. As we're all excited to be here on a Wednesday afternoon. Let's get to dancing. Come on, let's give Ronald Clark something to put on the news here later this evening. Don't forget to check out the Otters Team Store. All the latest merchandise and apparel. And this is the United Fidelity Bank 6th inning. United Fidelity Bank, the experience you need, the service you deserve since 1914. Ronald Clark needs to see more dancing, more enthusiasm. Watch yourself on the highlights later tonight on Eyewitness News. Skip the line back to the cup of the Euro home.
Bottom of the 6th inning here in Evansville as the Otters are down 4 against the Mud Monsters. It's 7-3. We have a new pitcher. Pitching changes brought to you by The Answer Auto Repair East. Find all your battery needs at The Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or give them a call at 812-475-9K. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, there is some more action in the bullpen for the Otters. The pitching change, though, for the Mud Monsters. Tristan House is into the game, as we're going to have another possible new signing play. Nathan Anderson's in the bullpen for the Otters, but it's Tristan House here for the Mud Monsters. He'll take the 6th inning. Coming out of the game is Jackson Smith. He pitched very well. He's in line for the victory. He has 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Hands it off to the bullpen. The bullpen's been a bit of an issue for Mississippi so far, but they have a decent 4-run lead to work with so far. So let's see what happens here. First pitch is inside to Dennis Pierce. House has a fastball ranging from around 88 to 92. He also has a slider, curve, and splitter. Fouled off. House so far 14.81 ERA and 10 1/3. He's given up 18 hits. That's mainly been the problem for him, as well as the home runs, 3 homers, 17 earned runs, and he's walked 11 compared to 8 strikeouts. Called a strike. It's 1-2 to Pierce. Now Dennis has a double in the 3rd, brought in a run, and he struck out looking in the 2nd. Took his hitter's timeout. Now we're ready to go again here for the 1-2. First base side of the rubber for House. Kicks and deals. A little in the dirt. Makes it a even count at 2-2. Bit of an interesting situation for Tristan House, because it says, when I was doing research, it says this is his 3rd year ever as a pitcher. 3rd year in general as a pitcher. High chopper to 3rd, long throw to 1st, and it's in time, and That was a very close call. Dennis Pierce did not agree with it. But it is out number 1.
Number 31, Blake Robertson.
That'll bring up B-Raw, Blake Robertson. Now Tristan House. 3rd season I could find as a pitcher. He was in the Pecos League in 2024. 11.7 ERA in 20 innings. 30 Ks compared to 19 walks. Then he played in the Empire League. He was the 8th overall pick in the 2025 Empire League draft. Played for 2 teams. Now, only totaled around 21 2/3 innings. So that one's fouled away. 19 2/3 with the Saranac Lake Surge, and the other 2 innings went to North Country Thunderbirds. He says it's his 3rd year ever as a pitcher. Apparently he impressed Mississippi well enough to be drafted 9th overall in the Frontier League draft this season. But overall he's been struggling this year. Pitched in 2 games in the Tri-City Series and gave up 5 earned runs in 3 innings. 2-1's a little low. It's 3-1 now to Robertson, who's 0 for 2. 2 groundouts. The one in the 3rd, though, ended up bringing in a run. A 3-1 pitch. Grounder to first. Bocchino will take it to the bag himself, and that's out number 2.
The 3rd baseman, number 2.
Marcos Gonzalez now up for his 3rd at-bat. It's been relatively smooth sailing out of the bullpen to start here for House. 28 years old is House. He's from Winter Haven, Florida. Winter Haven just outside of Orlando. Called a strike. It's 0-1. It's very hard to tell in terms of Pecos League statistics. You know, the league's a little skewed in terms of the offense. We had this whole conversation a couple weeks back if you missed it. A lot of 31, 32 run games. 40 maybe, once or twice. That one misses, and it's 2-1. Well, House himself, though, said that he has a lot of knowledge about pitching, and he got himself from 81 miles per hour to 96 in 3 years. Now, his fastball is sitting around at 89 to 90 right now, so I don't know how true that might be, but that's what he says. 3-1 to Gonzalez. A lot of 3-ball counts to start off for House, but he's been able to get the first 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Another 3-1, though, to Marcos. Grounder down the 3rd baseline, foul over to the Monsters bullpen. Makes it a 3-2 with 2 outs. Three-two. Otters only 3 hits on the day. That is ball 4. So Gonzalez will take the walk. First walk issued by House. 3rd overall from Monsters pitching, and that will bring up Mark Black with a runner on first and 2 outs.
The left fielder, number 29, Mark Black.
No, Mark Black, he's 0 for 2. Bottom of the order hasn't particularly been playing well so far today. That one will get past Payne, and Gonzalez will take second easily. Bottom 5 guys in the order are a combined 0 for 12. Marcos Gonzalez's walk and the Will Banks error where he reached on in the third, ended up scoring. The only 2 base runners out of the bottom 5 in the order. Most of the offenses come from that top 4. Fouled off, it's 1-1. And Ponders reached twice, 2 walks. Salvaggio, Logan Brown, Dennis Pierce all have base hits. And made up for the 3 hits in this game for the Otters. It's the bottom 5 that hasn't been producing so far. And usually when that bottom 5 produces, we've seen it the last couple of days, they've been able to score a lot. Swung on and missed, it's 1-2. They do have a lot of their starters sitting for today. Jones, Linscott, Castillo. Inside, it's 2-2. The Otters 0-2 when Wiltsey was pitching against Mississippi last year. High fly ball on the infield. Shield will give way to Nicholas, who makes the catch for out number 3. So walk to Gonzalez, but overall a solid inning for Tristan House. Wasn't able to locate a little bit, but still got the job done through a scoreless bottom of the 6th. We'll head to the 7th. It is 7-3 Mississippi on the Otters Digital Network.
This is the Jacobs Pub 7th inning. Jacobs Pub is proud to support the Evansville Otters in Jacobsville neighborhood. Be sure to check out First Fridays on North Main, Jacobs Pub at 607 North Main Street. 39, Nathan Anderson in to pitch. Anderson is on the mound. Wilbanks behind the plate. The battery is powered by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, 2319 North River Road, or 812-475-9000. Tell them, same from the Otters to you.
Seventh inning is brought to you by Jacobs Pub. Jacobs Pub is proud to support the Evansville Otters in the Jacobsville neighborhood. Be sure to check out First Fridays at 607 North Main Street in Evansville, Indiana. That game finally ended between Down East and Brockton, 22-16. Definitely a game of all time, that's for sure. Well, it's a new pitcher for the Otters and a professional debut, number 2 of the day. This time it's Nathan Anderson. Anderson is going to become a fan favorite. He was at the University of Southern Indiana this season. He's coming down the street here to play professional ball for the first time. Foul tip in the glove. It's 1-1 to the leadoff man, Slater Shield. It's Shield, Tevis Payne the second, and Jackson Nicholas the top 3. Now, with the game between Down East and Brockton ending, we're officially the standalone game in the Frontier League. Hey, if anybody was joining us from that game, hi. How we doing? My name's Evan Patoka. We're currently in a 7-3 ball game here in the top of the 7th inning. And we're watching a professional debut for Nathan Anderson. If you missed the last inning, we saw another professional debut. Joe Morrissey threw a scoreless frame in his first pro inning. Swung on and missed strike 3 into the glove of Wilbanks. So it only took one batter before Nathan Anderson gets his first professional strikeout. Big congrats to him.
Strikeout, and congratulations to Nathan Anderson, his first
And Anderson will throw that one back into the dugout. Keep that one. Put it on the mantle, Nathan. You deserve it. Slater Shield goes down swinging. Out number 1 in the top of the 7th. Little outside for ball 1 to Tevis Payne, the second. Payne is 1 for 3. He hit a triple in the 5th inning. Ended up coming around to score on the sac fly from the man on deck, Nicholas. Inside, it's 2-0. Anderson's from Bondurant, Iowa, just outside of Des Moines. 6'4", 24 years old. Mentioned before, spent last season with the Screagles. Calling them the Screagles. Is that a thing? Screaming Eagles of Southern Indiana. Called a strike. It's 2-1. Bit of a short sample size, but he pitched very well. 2.12 ERA in 17 innings. Had 4 saves. He was the main closer for El Screagles. Inside, it's 3-1. 11 scoreless outings out of a possible 13 for Anderson. Only appearances with earned runs given up were on February 21st against Oakland, and then April 12th against Eastern Illinois. He gave up 3 there. That's ball 4, and Tevis Payne will reach for the second time on the walk. Only the 3rd walk allowed by Otters pitching today.
Second baseman, 15, Jackson Nicholas.
Otters had trouble with the walks yesterday. They walked 8, which tied their season high. Doing a good job at locating, but now they're just giving up a lot of hits. They've already given up 15 runs in this series against Mississippi. First pitch a little low to Nicholas for ball 1. 0 for 2. Nicholas has 2 strikeouts and a sac fly, and brought in Payne from 3rd. Made it a 7-3 game. And besides the 1 inning in the 3rd, the Otters haven't really done too much offensively today. That'll miss outside. It's 2-0. USI this season finished at a perfect 500 record, 29-29, 10-17 in conference play. They were amazing at home, but they were not good on the road. 20-6 at home, and then 7-21 on the road. They won 2 games in the OVC tournament against Morehead State and Southeast Missouri, but then they lost twice against super regional team Little Rock. They'll be playing Troy in the Battle of the Trojans. Slow roller to second base, no play at second. J.J. Cruz will throw to first for out number 2.
First baseman, 20, Peter Bocchino.
2 outs, runner now at second. Peter Bocchino will try to bring in that 8th run. Anderson trying to get a scoreless frame like his new teammate, Joe Morrissey, did last inning. First pitch from Anderson is called a strike. Good breaking ball hits the zone on the inside corner. Well, Anderson played most of his collegiate career with Wayne State, 2021 to 2024. Had his most bit of playing time in 2024, 5.96 ERA and 54 1/3. Rolled over down the middle. Salvaggio throws to first, and that's in time for out number 3. So we're 2 for 2 on scoreless innings and professional debuts. Joe Morrissey, Nathan Anderson gets the job done as we are stretching now here at EVSC's historic Bosse Field. 7-3 Monsters on the Otters Digital Network. Bottom of the 7th inning here at Bosse Field. Tristan House is back out there for another inning of work. No face-off against the 8-9-1 guys in the order. J.J. Cruz, Cohen Wilbanks, you see them right there. And John Ponder.
The second baseman, number 17, J.J. Cruz.
Now J.J. Cruz is 0 for 2 so far today. Strikeout looking in the second, fly out to right field in the 4th. Bottom 5 in the order now, 0 for 13 today. First pitch is going to miss a little high for ball 1 to Cruz. House pitched pretty solid scoreless frame in the bottom of the 6th. He got the first 2 outs on grounders. Ended up walking Marcos Gonzalez, had him advance to second base on the wild pitch, but got Mark Black to fly out to the infield over to Nicholas at second for out number 3. And trusting him to go another inning here. Just some movement, though, in the bullpens. And both bullpens, actually. Now the Otters might as well throw all 3 of them out there. It's Dylan Zenko in the bullpen. So we'll see all 3 professional debuts for the 3 new guys. Morrissey, Anderson, Zenko. There's a lot of pressure on Zenko because Morrissey and Anderson both threw scoreless innings. Hopefully he can do well in the 8th. There's a fly ball into center field. Skinner will run all the way to shallow left. Make the catch. Caston Furr definitely did not have to run as far as Skinner did, but Skinner still got over there and made the catch for out number 1. Cohen Wilbanks reached on an error in the 3rd. Ended up coming around to score and grounded out to second base. In the bullpen for Mississippi, Connor Langrell. We saw him yesterday. He did not have his best outing. Matter of fact, it might have been his worst outing of the season. He gave up 4 runs. He got the loss yesterday, but see if he can hold the fort today. Coming in for House if things go awry here in the bottom of the 7th. So far going well, though. Gotten the first out. 1-1 to Wilbanks. Crushed into right field, but it's foul. I got a good piece of it. Ended up going foul, though. Got out in front of it just a tad. Now Wilbanks from Cartersville, 25 years old. Usually the backup catcher as he swings and misses for strike 3. Strikeout number 1 for House. Overall 6 on the day for Mississippi pitching. And with 2 outs, that'll bring us back to the top of the order in John Ponder, who has the 5th of 5 strikeouts that Jackson Smith had before he got taken out. Besides that, he has 2 walks. 2 walks and 2 stolen bases. He's up to 12 now on the year. Called a strike on the first pitch. It's 0-1. This is our Edward Jones leadoff batter of the day. By the way, it took 4 at-bats to point that out. That's my fault. 0-1's a little high. Makes it 1-1. Well, now we might have to start looking at Ponder on the league leaderboard in stolen bases. He's already now up to 3rd. Tyler Schoenfeld has 13, and Austin White of Brockton has 17. He's getting up there, though. So what happens when you get on base in every single game? You find a way to get stolen bases. That's exactly what Ponder's doing. That's why Andy McCauley is refusing to move him out of the leadoff spot, because he's just the perfect leadoff guy. 2-1 is a little low. Makes it ball 3, and he's looking to walk for a 3rd time. Maybe still third base. You never know. Three-one from House. That is sent into deep left field. If it's fair, it's gone, and it is a home run for Ponder. Home run number 3 on the year for John Ponder. And cutting into the deficit, it's 7-4. Well, we talked about how the home runs have been a problem for House. That's now the 4th he's given up this season. And John Ponder now getting in on the home run party. He's got 3 of them this year. 12 RBIs now. Otters getting some offense for the first time since that 3rd inning. One-0 to Salvaggio. There's a fly ball, this time to right field. It'll stay in the yard with plenty of room for Booker to make the catch for out number 3. So the home run for Ponder finally gets the Otters scoring for the first time since the 3rd inning. We're heading to the 8th, though. Otters still have work to do down 3 against Mississippi. On the Otters Digital Network.
Come to the bullpen. Dylan Zenko in the pitch. Zenko's on the mound. Well, that's behind the plate.
Pitching change as we head to the 8th. The 8th inning is brought to you by McMahon Exterminating. Remember who can help with all your pest control needs. McMahon can. Well, we saw Morrissey's professional debut. We saw Nathan Anderson's professional debut. Why not get all 3 of them? Dylan Zenko's into the game, making his professional debut. Welcome to the Otters, Mr. Zenko. He's a lefty. One of the 2 lefties in the bullpen, him and David Eckes. Very third base side of the rubber for Zenko. He's from Brazil, Indiana, a little bit east of Terre Haute, in between Terre Haute and Indianapolis. Played at Murray State this season in 2026. And he will try to do what his teammates did in their professional debuts, and that's throw a scoreless frame here in the 8th. It'll be A.J. Fritz and Braylon Skinner, Caston Furr, top 2 in the lineup to lead off the top of the 8th inning. As we'll get all 3 debuts out of the way in this game. Pretty special day for the Otters. You know, even though they're down 3, it's still good to see some of the new guys getting some play. The 0-1 to Fritz. A little high. Snow cone catch by Wilbanks. Almost got it past him. Zenko went to Olney Central College for 2 seasons, then Murray State for 2 more. 5.64 ERA and 30 1/3 for Murray State. He used their main closer, got 8 saves. As that one's a little high for ball 2. Well, even with the pretty high ERA. He made the All-MVC second team. He was a great closer. Midseason Stopper of the Year watch list selection. He was the only reliever in the Missouri Valley Conference to be named to that list. He was the second in the Missouri Valley Conference in saves. Overall, pitched pretty well from the left side. 3-1, though, to Fritz. Swung on and missed. It's 3-2. Zenko trying to get his first pro strikeout. Morrissey wasn't able to do so. He did still throw a scoreless frame, so always good for him. Took one hitter for Anderson to get his first. Now the 3-2. Reaches out, pokes that one foul off to the right side. We'll do it again at a full count. Zenko already a long at bat here to start off. Payoff pitch yet again is high for ball 4. So the walk to Fritz. Fourth walk given up by Otters pitching. First for Zenko. Back to the top of the order now for the 5th time today. Braylon Skinner has reached twice. He has a single, reached on an error in the 6th inning. His overall 1 for 3 on the day. Possibly take the advantage here, lefty-lefty. Foul tip by Skinner. It's 0-1. Well, Murray State this year finished 33-27, 15-9 in the conference play. Going 13-1 in neutral site games, which is so weird. 14 games on neutral sites, and you win 13 of them. That is kind of crazy. Inside, it's 1-1. Murray State actually played their last 3 games of the regular season here in Evansville against the Purple Aces. They won 2 of those 3 games. A 1-1 pitch. Fly ball into left field. Mark Black runs up, makes the catch for out number 1. The Missouri Valley Conference tournament for Murray State. They won the first 2 games against Illinois State and Indiana State, but they ended up losing their next 2 against UIC, Illinois Chicago, and Southern Illinois. They got eliminated there after a quite miraculous run to the College World Series last year in 2025. He was on that team as well. Got his first of 2 all Missouri Valley Conference selections. Called a strike to Caston Furr. It's 0-1. Great run for Murray State. I almost said Missouri State. Murray State last season, 44-17. Made it all the way to the College World Series. They swept Duke in the Super Regional, but then they lost both games in the College World Series against UCLA and Arkansas. But still, first time they've ever made the College World Series. The first time anybody from Zenko's high school, which is Northview High School, to make the College World Series. That's got to be something special for him. 0-2 to Caston Furr with a runner on first and 1 out. A little high. Makes it 1-2. Caston Furr is 1 for 3. He had a single in the first, came around to score, walked in the 6th inning. Sandwiched in between that is a ground out and a pop-up to Pierce at first. Runner goes way early, and that's fouled away. That was a fantastic read from Fritz. Not sure why Zenko didn't step off there, but luckily it was fouled off, so it doesn't even matter. Fritz will head back to first. They'll do it again at 1-2. Now watching Fritz at first is Zenko. Not too big of a lead over there at first. Fouled back again. Another lefty and Kyle Booker on deck, and Kyle Booker has done a lot of damage today. That's for sure. He's got 5 RBIs. He has a homer, bases clearing double. He's reached in all 4 of his at-bats so far to 3 for 4. Another 1-2. There's a fly ball. Shallow right field. Up on the grass. J.J. Cruz will run over to make the catch for out number 2.
Right fielder 1, Kyle Booker.
2 outs now with a runner on first, Kyle Booker. Still a triple away from the cycle, by the way. Is a homer, single, and a double. Unless something happens, Mississippi goes on this miraculous run in the 9th, in this 8th inning, this will be the last time Booker has a chance to hit a triple. Hopefully, for the Otters' sake, that doesn't happen. Timeout is called as I think Booker's elbow guard just slipped and fell off. Booker rocking the red guards, kind of like LG Castillo. He's got the full red sleeve of guards. Got to stay safe out there. Fouled away off to the left side. Foul ball brought to you by Hess Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. And it's 1-1. Oh, Booker, Memphis, Tennessee he's from. Went to Tennessee, the Volunteers for 3 seasons, and then his last year he was with Oral Roberts. If anybody remembers that one year where Oral Roberts had a few crazy upsets in March Madness, that's that same Oral Roberts. I don't know how many Oral Robertses there are in collegiate terms, but that's the same one. Trust me on this one. Booker had an 11-game hitting streak to start the season off, and he's kind of like John Ponder in the fact that he just gets on base. He just always gets on base. You know why Mississippi loves him? Because he gets on base. Two, 2 outs. Runner on first here in the top of the 8th. Here's the pitch from Zentko. Reaches out and just tries to stay alive on a grounder foul. No, before Mississippi, he was with the Billings Mustangs in the Pioneer League. Hit .203 in 27 games after his final season at Oral Roberts. He hit .317 and had the All-Summit League second team selection. 2-2 yet again. Grounder over to short. Salvaggio throws on to first, and not in time as Booker reaches, and he's got 4 hits today. 4 for 5 on the day. Kyle Booker is having himself a game. It was a bit rough because Fritz was running on contact with 2 outs, so there was no play at second, and Booker already has great speed. And Salvaggio already having a range a lot to his left. Wasn't able to make the play at first, even though he did make it closer than it seemed to be at first. Travis Holt now with 2 on and 2 outs. 7-4 Mississippi here in the top of the 8th. First pitch from Zentko is called a strike. Holt from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. His collegiate seasons were spent mostly at High Point in North Carolina. Transferred to Butler for a season. At Butler, he hit .309. So that one misses outside. It's 1-1. Second team All Big East. .309 average led the team. 4th in the conference in hits with 71. 1-1 misses a little low. It's 2-1 now with 2 outs. .23 multi-hit games with Butler. After a pretty good few seasons with High Point. Best season, though, was in the shortened 2020 year. .348 in 16 games before that dastardly pandemic. Popped up into foul ground. Gonzalez gives it a look. Wilbanks as well, but it'll fall out of play. Makes it 2-2. Zenko still looking for that first strikeout of his professional career. Get it here to clinch not only his first strikeout as a pro, but also a scoreless inning. 2-2. Grounder up the middle. Salvaggio, it was bobbled, is it? They're on a first still, and they got him at first. Great recovery from TJ Salvaggio as he's able to get out number 3. And all 3 of the guys making their professional debuts go back-to-back-to-back scoreless innings. You love to see it. Well, we're heading to the bottom of the 8th inning. Otters down 7-4 on the Otters Digital Network.
This is the McMahon exterminating 8th inning. Remember who can help with all your pest control needs. McMahon can.
Bottom 8. It is a 7-4 Mississippi lead. As the Otters have 6 outs to try and get this win and clinch the series. If not, we're going to have a rubber game tomorrow. It's going to be another 6:35. It was just the 12:05 game today because of the summer camp day.
Mississippi, we are trying to decipher the jersey number to tell you who it is, and we find out it's 30, Connor Legro.
We have a pitching change for the Otters. No, not for the Otters. What am I saying? For the Mud Monsters. Pretty good outing out of the bullpen for Tristan House. 2 innings, just gave up the home run to Ponder. That was his only hit that he gave up. Did a good job at keeping the lead for Mississippi. Connor Langrell, he's back. Ready to go for his second appearance in 2 days. He pitched yesterday, gave an inning, gave up 5 hits, 4 earned runs, and earned the loss. He's looking to sort of recover here in Game 2 of the series. They'll face off against Logan Brown, Dennis Pierce, Blake Robertson, the top 3 to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning. Swung on and missed already. Good pitchers count 0-2 against Logan Brown. 1 for 3 so far today. Has a single, fielder's choice in the 3rd. He grounded into, he reached, but ended up scoring and then hit into a 6-3 double play to end the 5th inning. Reaches out and stays alive, makes it for another pitch, remains at 0-2. Moved his ERA all the way up to 4.26. It was below 2 before that outing yesterday. Swung on and missed. A good scoop by Payne. He just tags Logan Brown, and well, already off to a good start for Langrell as Logan Brown goes down swinging his first strikeout of the day. 7 strikeouts now for Mississippi pitching. With 1 out, that'll bring up Dennis Pierce. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Another thing, talked about this earlier about how the uniforms impact how guys play, if that really matters, if there's a correlation there between what the guys are wearing and how they play. That one's inside for ball 1. You also have to wonder if the day of the week matters. Because if this score holds, Mississippi is going to be 4-0 on Wednesdays. And I don't know if there's a correlation there between the day of the week and how the guys play. I'm sure it doesn't matter at all, and it's just a stroke of luck, but still, definitely something that could be researched. The Otters on Wednesday are 0-3. So maybe they're just not. Maybe this is a bad matchup on Wednesday. Because luckily, the Otters are 4-0 on Thursday. So tomorrow definitely should be a little better, I hope. In the dirt, it's 2-2. Otters are also 4-0 on Saturdays. So Saturday against Schaumburg, best get ready. Schaumburg is a very good home team, though, which is a little scary. That one misses inside. It's a full count, 3-2. Dennis Pierce has a double, RBI double in the third, but it was overall 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Payoff pitch. Lined right at short and caught by Shield. 103 off the bat. Shield was right there. And he makes the easy catch. Didn't have to move too much. He didn't really have time to move. If he was out of place, it would have just gone past him. First two retired in the 8th. It's Blake Robertson now for his 4th at-bat. He's 0 for 3 today. A little low. It's 1-0. Fouls one off himself. Makes it 1-1. David Eckes is in the bullpen for the Otters. We'll possibly get the 9th inning. Both the lefties in the bullpen are coming into this game. Called a strike. High strike 2. Makes it a 1-2 count here with 2 outs. Mississippi, 2 runs in the first, 4 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and that's pretty much all they've needed so far. The Otters had a lead at one point, scored 3 in the 3rd, but kind of ran out of juice. One, two, hits the plate. Another guy warming in the bullpen for Mississippi. Take a look at who that is. It's pretty far away. I cannot tell. I think it's Chris Barraza, as that one's called strike 3. And Robertson goes down looking. So 2 strikeouts in a 1-2-3 inning out of the bullpen for Connor Langrell. A nice comeback after the 4 runs he gave up yesterday. It was a scoreless 8th, so we'll see Barraza for the 9th try to get the save, but for now we'll head into the top of the 9th as David Eckes comes in on the Otters Digital Network. Another pitching change brought to you by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find all your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road. Or give them a call at 812-475-9K. It's David Eckes coming into the game for the Otters. Lefty will face off against Shield, Payne, and Nicholas. One lefty out of the top three here in the top of the ninth. And just trying to keep the deficit at 3 as he throws a first pitch strike to Slater Shield. Shield has a single, is 1 for 3. Has a grounder foul down the first base line. Single all the way back in the first inning, walked in the third, and then had a ground out back to Wiltsey when he was out there, and struck out against Nathan Anderson. Was the first pro strikeout for Nathan Anderson. He was the only guy of the 3 professional debuts that got there first. Of course, definitely will be coming soon for Morrissey and Zentko, as they still threw scoreless innings, so good days at the yard for all 3 guys in their first appearances as a pro. 1-2 now to Slater Shield. A little high. Eckes had a 5.14 ERA so far in 7 innings. He's slowly been getting the ERA down, and he's had a very nice few outings. He's only given up 1 earned run his last 5. That'll miss. It's a full count, 3-2. We'll see Chris Barraza. He's the usual closer from Mississippi come out for the bottom of the 9th in this save situation. 3-2, fly ball into center field. Ponder moves a couple steps back. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Now, Tevis Payne has reached it in his last 2 at-bats. After striking out in the first, flying out to shallow right field over to the second baseman, J.J. Cruz, in the 3rd inning. He had a triple in the 5th, came around to score, and then walked in the 7th. There's a fly ball into deep left field. Going back is Mark Black, and it is a solo home run for Tevis Payne. So the Mud Monsters are back up 4. Tevis Payne, his first home run of the season and his first professional home run. So a lot of firsts in the pro ranks for both guys on either side. Tevis Payne has a solo shot, and it's 8-4 Mississippi. .93 off the bat, but I think it got carried a little bit by the wind. It's blowing that way. Called a strike to Nicholas. It's 0-1. Well, even though it was against the Otters, still a big congrats to Tevis Payne. Always going to have some smiles when you hit your first professional home run. That'll hit the zone. It's 0-2 against Nicholas. Nicholas is 0 for 3. Has a sac fly, but also has 2 strikeouts. And he gets hit. Out of 0-2, but ends up hitting him on the shoulder area. 91 fastball inside. Hit off of him so fast that it actually marked on TrackMan as a hit. Exit speed at 47 miles per hour. Not sure TrackMan understood that was a hit by pitch and not a hit. Rip foul on the first pitch to Peter Bocchino. Bocchino played at St. Michael's in 2015. That was his freshman year, 11 years ago. Then was with Bentley for a couple years, Lander in 2019. 31 years old. Still kicking it in the professional ranks. This is the highest he's been so far. Pecos League. He also played a single game in the Italian Baseball League, ASD Nettuno BC. 1945 is the name. Grounder Salvaggio. He'll toss a second for one. Cruz on to first for two. And it's a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. First home run of the season for Tevis Payne. A solo shot puts the Mud Monsters back up by 4. 8-4 as we head to the bottom of the ninth. Otters need 4 runs to tie and 3 outs on the Otters Digital Network. Bottom of the ninth here. The Otters have a lot of work to do as they're down 4, 8-4 against the Mississippi Mud Monsters. Mississippi trying to win their 10th game of the season and split the series 1-1. Force a rubber game tomorrow. So it'll be Chris Barraza, the closer for Mississippi, coming into the game. 26-year-old from Tucson, Arizona, home of the Arizona Wildcats. He was drafted in the 10th round of the 2023 MLB draft by the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. After 2 seasons at Arizona, so he was playing with his hometown team. 2024, he spent the entire season with Single A in the Inland Empire 66ers. It's a bit of a tongue twister. I didn't realize until now. Second year with Mississippi, though. He had a 2.8 ERA in 45 innings last year. He was their closer as well. Last season, had 8 saves. And he's already got 4 here if he can get the job done in the ninth against Marcos Gonzalez, who leads off, then Mark Black and J.J. Cruz. It's the zone. It's 1-1. Marcos 0 for 2 so far with a walk. Otters at risk of losing their 8th game, only the 3rd at home. Still a very good home record, but maybe it's the day game, maybe it's the Wednesday. Not too sure. Fouled back. It's 2-2. This is Barraza's first save since May 20th. His first 5 outings, he got his 3 saves. Got the save on opening day against Gateway, on the 13th against Florence, and then on the 20th against Windy City. 2-2 is way high. Full count now to Gonzalez. Barraza spent his first 3 seasons in college with New Mexico State down in Las Cruces. That'll miss, and that's ball 4. Marcos Gonzalez walks for the 2nd time today. Now 4 walks issued by Monsters pitching. 2 from the starter Smith and 1 from House. A little high, will miss for ball 1, and we'll have a mound visit between Payne and Barraza. As Barraza not able to locate too much. 2023 was his last season with Arizona before getting drafted. He was also a state college, the Spikes, in the MLB Draft League. That was before he got drafted in the 10th round. Started with the Inland Empire 66ers, played 2 games in July, 4 games in August, 2 games in September. Finished with a 6.75 ERA and 9 1/3 innings. So that one's fouled back. It's 1-1. 2024 was with Inland Empire, but had a 3.32 ERA, which is pretty respectable. They ended up getting released on August 7th of 2024. Has been with Mississippi ever since. Best month in 2024, June. He had an ERA under 1 in 9 2/3 innings in June with Inland Empire. Last game in the minors was against the Modesto Nuts. So that one misses for ball 3. Modesto Nuts don't exist anymore. It's now the Modesto Roadsters of the Pioneer League. So they had a couple new teams, the Roadsters and the Long Beach Coast, as well as the Red Pocket Mobiles. That is strike 2, and it's a full count, another one here. 2nd and 2 batters for Barraza. Mark Black is looking to walk and put 2 on here with nobody out for J.J. Cruz. The 3-2. Fouled away off to the right side. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. I said that. Very good season. He pitched in 5 games last year against Evansville, scattering over the course of the year. Another payoff, though, from Barraza. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and Mark Black goes down swinging. First strikeout of the day for Barraza. That's out number 1 in the bottom of the 9th.
Number 17, J.J. Cruz.
4 of the 5 outings last season for Barraza were scoreless. The only one that wasn't was on July 3rd. 2/3 of an inning, gave up 2 runs, 3 hits, walked 2. Every other time, though, including May 18th and August 12th, he threw 2 scoreless innings in that outing. On the 12th of August, the last outing against Evansville in 2025, 2 scoreless with 3 strikeouts. So he's been pretty lights out in the bullpen. ERA a little bit inflated at 4.38 after he had a pretty bad outing against Tri-City in his last one. Back on the 29th, he had a 1.1 innings pitched with 3 hits, 5 earned runs, and 4 walks. Ended up earning the loss in that one. One, 2 now against Cruz, with Gonzalez still at first and 1 out. Barraza kicks and deals. Swung on and missed. And that is another strikeout, back-to-back Ks for Barraza. After walking the first batter, he's now been able to locate perfectly for the next 2. And the Otters are down to their last out. It's all down to Cohen Wilbanks. Otters have struck out 10 times today. That will miss high for ball 1. The most strikeouts they've had in a game so far this season is 14. That was against Gateway back on the 27th of May. And 10 is still a relatively large number. You're striking out in the double digits. It's hard to win ball games. Definitely a rarity when you see that happen and a team win. Ball 3. 3-0 now to Wilbanks. That'd be at least good for the Otters to get it back to the top of the order and ponder. Olbank's probably going to take all the way here on 3-0, though, with Gonzalez. Gonzalez will just take second base as a strike's called. Defensive indifference. So now Gonzalez at second base. 3-1 from Barraza. Swung on and missed. It's 3-2. El Barraza coming into this game, 11 walks, 20 strikeouts, and each batter has done one of the two. Walk to Gonzalez, strikeout for Mark Black and J.J. Cruz, so that's up to 12 and 22, respectively. One strike away from his fourth save, 3-2. Got him swinging.
And so our game has come to an end.
So Chris Barraza, after walking Marcos Gonzalez, strikes out the side in the ninth, and he picks up
For the Mud Monsters, 4-4-2.
the rest of the pitching staff. The Otters drop this game, game 2 of the series, by a final score of 8-4.
6:35. It's a Thirsty Thursday with post-game fireworks. The gates will open.
They will advance now to 10-13 on the season. 11 strikeouts for the offense of the Otters, and they're looking a little off and on so far as of recent. They scored 2 runs on Friday, and they score 8 and then 10, and then they're back to scoring 4, which is a decent amount, but they also only got 4 hits on the day as well. On the other side, Mississippi, 8 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors, 9 still left on base for them. It could have been worse. Otters, 4 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors, and 5 left on. They just weren't really able to get too many base runners. It wasn't even runners in scoring position. That was the problem. Is the pitching for Mississippi was really good today. Between Jackson Smith, who went 5, gave up 2 earned runs, overall 3. Tristan House gave up 1 earned run in 2 innings. But then it was Langrell and Barraza who got the job done out of the bullpen in the 8th and 9th innings to give Mississippi their win. They're up to 10-13. The Otters are 14-8. And they will not advance to 8 games over 500 for the first time this season. They're back down to 6. And we will play a rubber game tomorrow at 6:35. Some good news, though, overall, is that we got some professional debuts and some good ones at that out of the bullpen. Nathan Anderson, Joe Morrissey, Dylan Zentko all pitched scoreless innings in their professional debuts. So I'm sure even with the loss, those guys are going to be happy with the result of how they performed today. Nathan Anderson ended up becoming the only guy of the 3 to get their first strikeout, so he'll have a ball to keep as we take a look at some of the highlights. So Kyle Booker did a lot of damage today. 2-run homer in the first inning, and then the bases clearing double in the 4th. He ended up driving in 5 of the 8 runs. Tevis Payne got his first professional home run as well. A lot of firsts here in Evansville, game 2 of this series. But, well, we have the rest of the day to do, whatever you guys want to do. So it's only 2:50 here in Central Standard Time. So hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day. But from everybody here at EVSC's Historic Bossy Field, my name is Evan Patoka. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're back to a 6:35 first pitch, just like we were on Tuesday. And it's a rubber game between the Monsters and the Otters. We'll see you tomorrow. But for now, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. We'll see you tomorrow.